guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube sensation. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by Ali Sing. Is it pronounced Singuis?
Yeah.
All right. Right on. So, how are you doing, Ali? Been a long time.
Oh, I'm doing okay. Doing a lot of writing and not a lot else.
Keeping busy with writing. Welcome, Matanui. Eggbeater? Indeed.
Yes.
Eggbeater cometh.
Hello, 𝒜𝓁𾾾.
Welcome, some person. He forgot the stream.
He didn't forget.
No, we were in the back room trying to figure stuff out and
technical difficulties and all that.
Yeah. Welcome, 𝒜𝓁𾾾. Thanks for the eggplant. Indeed, eggplant.
He's an egg beater, not an eggplant.
So it's been a while. It's been a bit since you last came on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind kind of refreshing us on your origin story? Like what...
Me or Eggbeater?
You. What got you to becoming this independent creator?
Oh boy. Well, I've been writing since I was a little kid. I would take the what are they called? Post-it notes from my grandma's office, and I would tape them together and write little books on them. I still have a couple of them. I always wanted to be a writer. The person, I guess, who first influenced me was actually Eric Carle. He wrote like The Very Hungry Caterpillar and stuff. And then as I grew up, I could read more, obviously, and just kept writing. I have whole shelves of all my writing. When I hit, I guess when I hit adulthood, about like 22, I decided I really wanted to sit down and actually like finish things, get stuff started, get stuff ready. So I started that in earnest and have a bunch of stuff that is almost done now. So.
Holy cow.
Hello, Doris. Welcome.
And what's going on? So you said you have all your writings from when you were a little girl?
Oh yeah. So it went from like that to, when I was 7, I watched Harriet the Spy.
All right.
And I made my own little spy journal.
Oh, cool.
It's not as good as hers, but I still have that too.
Do you ever get those like diaries that had those little metal locks on it? And
oh yeah.
So if you were to like line up a couple bookshelves, would they be totally full of all your writings?
Not like a bookcase, but there's a shelf above my computer, and that's where all my writing is, and it's totally full. Yeah.
Oh wow, nice.
Diaries, papers. Oh, I've got some under my bed in a box too, and then I've got some in my closet in a box too.
Now, is it one of those things where because you have so much written down, so much stuff to tap into, that you might consider, if you haven't already, maybe scanning them into the computer so that you have quicker access to it?
No, I like the feeling of paper. And it also feels less like I'm gonna lose something.
Okay, all right.
With
Yeah.
digital, at any moment, it could all just be gone. So
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's why they always recommend backup, backup, backup. Even if it means having a copy on your hard drive, copy on a DVD.
I just print everything out too. So I'm like, all right, I finished that print.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I still have I have tons of writing on floppy disks from when I had Windows 98 that I don't know how I'll ever access, because it was, maybe I find a computer, that still uses that and I can put it in there. But there was a program that was like Word, but for kids.
Oh.
I don't even know what it was called. So
it wasn't Microsoft Write, was it?
No, it was, I forget what the name was, but it was really cool because you could make like the letters dance and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it was really cool, but I didn't think like, oh, this, I didn't think, oh, this technology will not last. I was like, oh, this thing is cool. I'll always be able to do this. And now I just have like a drawer full of floppy disks and hope.
There's a possibility. Well, there's a possibility I have a system old enough that will still read floppies if I use an external drive. Because the Mac towers I have, they're pre-2010. And although they have, optical drives, if I plugged in like a USB external, I'd probably be able to help you back that up if you ever wanted. Let's see here.
Do I know the extension letters for the files? I don't even know what that means.
Hey, Dory. Hey, hello. Scholastic had something like that.
It was one of those. So it used to be when you ordered a computer, you got, the computer in a box, right?
Yep.
But you also got like 50 CDs of programs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they were loaded with stuff.
Yeah, and it was like stuff for kids. It was stuff for grown-ups. It was games, like, it was pinball, all sorts of stuff. Chessmates. And one of the things that I got was that writing program. I also got Spider-Man Cartoon Maker in one of those. That thing was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
I have all the cartoons that I made on Spider-Man Cartoon Maker on those floppy disks. Like,
that's pretty trippy. Like when I was growing up, and they were offering all those software CDs, I usually ignored them. I didn't make much use of them at all. But it's great to hear that people actually did make use of them. Yeah, what she's referring to when it comes to file extensions, like she says, Word docs and in .doc, Excel, and then XLS.
okay.
Sounds like a Scholastic thing.
Yeah, I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, it's just it's part of a naming convention. Like
if I could find like the name of that program, that would probably help, but I don't remember. All I know is that it was a Word program and it had like all sorts of cool things that you could do with the letters. And it had like, it might have had a dictionary, like a small dictionary. It was just very cool.
Oh, nice.
You could make the letters like shimmer, or you could make them shake or drip. And so I would do that. Like I was writing this Skinwalker book back then. I still have it, but put it aside to work on Eggbeater and a couple other things. And I made a lot of the words like shake and stuff.
All right. How long has Eggbeater been in the works? Like,
Eggbeater's been in the works since, hey, Crimson, since I was, I think, 18 or 19. So let me do the math on that just to be sure. Get out my calculator because I suck at math. So it's 20, 21 minus, hang on. I'm doing the math wrong. This will be 2007. So that's 14 years. So technically 13, 14 years if you go based on when I first had the idea.
Okay. What was the inspiration for Eggbeater?
Well, I found this Eggbeater, one of the old hand-cranked ones, in my art class in college. And we used it to like draw still lifes.
All right. Makes sense.
It was painted white and it was kind of strange. And it was a little bit broken. So like it made this creepy noise when you tried to like crank it, right? So I started thinking like, well, actually that night, somebody gave me some alcohol. It was one of like my first times getting drunk.
Okay.
And I started playing with this Eggbeater thing. And going like, wouldn't it be crazy to like shove this in somebody's eyeball? You know, just trying to be weird, trying to mess with people or whatever. And then as the night wore on, I was like, man, if you could like solder razor blades on this thing, you know, and jam it into people's stomachs and stuff, like. And you know, as the night wore on, it just became more and more into it, where I was like, oh man, it would be like, what if the serial killer was like a baker, you know, and he went around like going click, 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 you know. And it grew. And I wanted to make it a movie because I've been watching a lot of trauma movies.
All right.
I'm trying to find the picture because somebody took a picture of me with that Eggbeater and I'm like sticking my tongue in it, trying to find it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Chroma's quite a well-known now horror film. Like, I guess they're, you might.
That's like B shock horror.
Yeah, B movie horror. Yeah, B horror movies or horror B level movies. And they're like a production company.
Yep.
I think oh, you know what? Did you ever make it to do you go to conventions at all?
I'd like to, but because I have epilepsy, I can't drive, so.
Oh, all right.
I don't really get the chance to go much of anywhere.
I'm in Ohio, and we had this event. It was Horror Hound, and it was pretty entertaining. I hadn't been to a convention in at least 2-3 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure I saw Troma over there.
I would not doubt it.
Yeah, it was a blast. Had a good time. Okay.
Yeah, they do crazy, super gross stuff that's like, you know, it's all it's fairly low budget kind of stuff. I even bought I bought the guy's book, Lloyd Kaufman, who runs Trauma.
All right.
And I bought his book, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this book because it's called Make Your Own Damn Movie.
Okay. All right.
And I tried. Like, my problem became it's really expensive to make a movie, especially since I can't drive. I would need to like figure out how I would get places, you know? And that would become like, do I pay, a friend to drive me around? That sort of thing. So I had scouted for locations. I had a director hired. I had started preliminary casting.
Wow.
Wrote a trailer with the director that what I was going to do was like how Evil Dead, where what they did was first they made like a short film and used the money they made from the short film to actually make the full, Evil Dead movie.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was going to try and do with like this short that was going to be a trailer, and I was going to put it on YouTube, and I was going to try and crowdfund it. I was also going to try and do a lot of the effects myself. I didn't want to have to rely on CGI at all. So I was doing a lot of research into that. I was playing with stuff. Like I went to school to be an esthetician, so I know how to do like makeup, effects, makeup and stuff. I could do all that. The problem just became like there was no possible way I could figure out how to fund this like endeavor. It was just going to end up being way too much money, totally impossible. The book has like, how to fund it, and maybe he can do it, but like I just couldn't do it. So I was like, man, I can't really do the movie, right? So I'll scrap that. However, what I want to do is still make it, because I believe in it. It's super cool. Everyone I tell it to, even if it's not their, thing, can see the potential. Like, yeah, that actually sounds fun. I could see people being into that. And so I thought, well, writing it as a book doesn't make much sense. But there's a reason that, comic book movies are popular. It's because the translation is close. So I thought, I'll make it a comic book. I've been watching your boy Zach for a couple years. I had a friend who watched Leroy's channel a lot, and so I thought, you know what, I'll go in and I'll test the waters, and I'll figure out if I can do this. So yeah. I found the picture, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's kind of silly. Like I said, because I was so young, but that is the official Eggbeater, that inspired Eggbeater. And I was imagining, like, what if he like shoved it in your mouth and used it to like grind off your tongue, like, yeah.
Have you always been a horror fan?
I'm not sure, because I still get scared pretty easily, so I can't watch it alone. The first horror movie I ever saw, I was 10. So
Wow.
It's not like I grew up around that. And it was Stephen King's It, like the one with Tim Curry, obviously. And I don't remember being scared. of clowns or anything. I do remember I was afraid to be alone near sewers.
Oh, yeah, right. I can see that.
I was like, clowns are fine, you know, whatever. I don't like them, but I'm not afraid of them. I was more like, there's probably something messed up living in that freaking sewer. So no, thank you.
Yeah, especially if you can't really see down through the grate at the bottom.
Yeah.
If it's pretty shallow, then it's like nothing. No big
Well,
deal.
where I lived at the time, there were all these irrigation ditches and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I was kind of like, oh man, that's sort of an extension of a sewer, you know, because I didn't really understand. I didn't really understand it, but I was like, I don't want to mess with all this.
Yeah.
I like. There's a weird fine line because I like good horror movies, you know, that are subtle, and have practical effects and don't, you know, have CGI as a crutch. But on the other hand, I love, you know, B horror movies where, you know, they're still relying on practical effects, and maybe it's not the greatest movie ever, and the acting is silly, you know, and the premise is silly, but it's like fun, you know, and still kind of gross. And that's sort of what I'm going for with Eggbeater, is like that 80s, you know, slasher feeling with, you know, puns but it's gross and
Nice.
You know, that sort of thing.
Crimson L says, sounds like 80s direct-to-video slasher movie.
Heck yeah, exactly.
So this guy, you got drunk.
Yeah, I was just ignoring that one.
Oh, all right. And digging the Eggbeater design. Hey, welcome. What about? Must taste good. What was on it?
There wasn't anything on it. You're super welcome.
Cinderella stream.
It was painful, so I'm glad people enjoyed my pain.
Oh, wasn't that where you actually did a watch along of that new remake of Cinderella?
Yeah.
Did they
I don't know why I did that. It hurt.
You wanted people to share in your pain, that's why. So you didn't have to take the full brunt of it yourself.
I guess.
Welcome, George Peter Gatzis. What would your monetary goal be for Eggbeater? For
the movie or for the comic?
Probably the comic, since we're starting there.
Well, what I'd like to do, at the very least, is break even.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure I have a positive first campaign experience for anyone who backs it. I'm backing it all myself initially, so that I can have it at least 95% finished before I launch.
That's good.
It's good and unfortunate because you know, if you pay attention, you can read the room. People don't like waiting. I get that. It used to be you could be like, well, you know, here's my thing and I'm making it and I'm just starting out, so give me money so I can do it now. But I know it must be so annoying for all these people who are like, well, it's been 3 years, where the hell's my book, you know? So I'm just gonna avoid all that and wait till it's you know, fund it all myself, paying my artist and everything, and hope that I can break even. Oh, sorry. Probably in order to break even and get the full funding that I'll need, the lowest goal is going to be about 3,000.
Okay.
Because like I said, I'm paying my artist out of my own pocket. And doing all the math for shipping and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget the cost of the shipping materials.
Yeah.
postage. I don't know if you plan on using Gemini mailers or if you use another method or another type of packaging, like media mail.
Yeah, I don't know what media mail. I know your boy Zach has talked about that, but I don't know. I want to make sure that everyone who gets it in like really good condition. So doing something that's specific to comics is probably the best idea.
I can tell you from personal experiences, I back a lot of projects that I've yet Gemini mailers I've had a lot of success receiving in good shape. They're designed with like this bumper zone on both ends.
Yeah.
So rarely ever does anything arrive damaged. There have been cases where, you know, people put in posters or posters in conjunction with like buttons, and because they don't pad the buttons effectively, it pokes against it causes little dents in the posters.
Right.
So, you know, just put some thought into what if you plan on adding swag, what kind you will include and how you're going to package them.
So far, I have a trading card planned. Everybody who signs up for the email list gets this trading card.
Okay.
0. I'm calling it 0. I can pull out. It's not done being colored yet, but Hockey very kindly drew it. Let me pull it out here quick, move some stuff.
There's, just so you know, I didn't see any reference to a sign-up promo, you know, to get a trading card. So I would recommend updating your page if you're able to.
It's on the link. It's like the first thing that you see.
Oh, maybe I missed it. Oh, there it is. Shoot. What? I don't remember seeing that. All right, I'm lame.
That's okay.
I'm officially lame.
That's okay.
Let's see. Where did I leave off here?
There we go. So.
Can you pull back some?
Yeah, hang on. I was getting the lighting set up. So I don't know if I can go much further than that.
Did you say Hockey did this?
Yeah, Hockey did the line work and then I'm coloring it.
Oh. And how are you doing the colors? Are you
just with these pens. They're like dual-sided
they're
combo pens, water-based.
All right, so they're like ink brushes or paint brushes in a sense.
Yeah. And then for the initial line work, I use the little Pigma thing. Yeah, I'm doing all the trading cards as recipes. So because he's a baker.
All right.
So this one's going to be scrambled brains. And I will write a little recipe on it on how like you create the scrambled brains.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to, you know, find something that, you know, nobody's done, but that fits like the theme, you know?
Right.
So I'm pretty proud of this actually. I'm not a colorist or anything. I'm a writer. But, you know, I thought I'd give it a shot. And I was like, I'm going to put freaking spit in there and boogers. It's going to be real gross.
Pretty cool.
Some brain coming out like with his eye.
It works.
Yeah. It's not done yet. I still have to do the background, obviously. I'm not just going to leave it white. Yeah, people pointed out that Hockey's version of Eggbeater kind of looks like hockey. I don't know.
Uh-oh, is that a self-insert?
He might have done that on purpose. I don't know. But still, it was funny.
So, all right, so that's going to be for the trading card. Is that actually 11 by 17 or is it smaller?
What, just this paper?
Yeah, that page.
This is just 8 by 10 piece of photo paper.
Okay. Good deal.
Yeah. Not nothing very fancy, but I mean it'll work.
That's cool. That's going to be the trading card you get for signing up, right?
Yes, on the email list, and that I'm pretty excited about. I haven't super finished what other stretch goals that I'll have. As far as swag goes, I do have an apron though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's going to be cool. That would be perfect. That would go with it really well.
Well, the apron I have available right now, if you want to see it, I love it.
Oh, you've already got one?
Yeah.
Does it have your imagery and stuff on it already?
Oh, yeah. Vinny Scatina is my artist, and he just randomly did a logo for Eggbeater. He was just like, I just loved it so much, so I made this. And I was like, oh, that is so cool. I can put it on stuff, you know?
It's
so really... here it is. I'm sharing the screen.
All right, there it is.
So one of his he's got the Eggbeater, obviously, as a weapon, but he also carries 2 rolling pins.
Cool.
So, well, okay. So I was like, yeah, I'll put it on an apron, and I found a place that did it for inexpensive. It took a while because I didn't want to get one and have to charge like $100 for a freaking apron. So
right.
I found a place that did it for very inexpensive, and I was like, this is cool. I'll throw that on there, and then I added that onto the campaign when it started. But I was just like, this is awesome. So yeah, and I love puns, so I've got it in here. Thanks to this embroidered apron, you don't have to worry about keeping your clothes clean when cooking or wreaking revenge upon your enemies.
Can you share? Do you want to share what site you went with for the apron?
It's just Printful.
Okay. Cool deal. Let me see here. So you can contact Critical Blast on Twitter. He's fulfilling for a lot of CG campaigns. And
hey, George.
His is good.
Yeah, I will do that.
Critical Blast. Yeah. Good guy. Hey, Boss. How's it going? Hey, yo.
I'm going to be on his channel for his like digital convention thing that he's doing.
Oh, CromCon.
Mm-hmm.
That's this weekend, isn't it?
I believe so.
Oh, all right. Right on. Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Very nice. Oh, that's cool. Are you considering like including some sort of rolling pins as a campaign?
Oh my gosh. I've looked into it, but I don't even know how I would do it. Like most of the places that do, custom rolling pins, it's just so expensive. I was like, that would have to be, I don't even know. That would have to be a pretty intense thing.
I wonder if you could do like what if you did like a 3D printed one? And then you took the you've got a rolling pin, right?
Mhm.
And you cut it down the middle lengthwise, and then have some kind of interlocking pieces. Well, hold on. I don't know if you'd want it to be. I guess it would be more fun if it were usable. I mean, not literally for use in the kitchen, but being able to roll it back and forth.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you mean usable to like kill people? Because I'm not sure I could do that like legally.
Not, not, not quite that not that practical or usable. I'm thinking like if you were to 3D print it, you could break it into 3 pieces. 2 halves of the main cylinder, and then a bar down the middle. And then that would also allow you to put it in a flatter package.
Wow. I don't know. It would, if something like that can happen, it's probably pretty far in the future, just because it's so difficult. Well, I want to have a patch.
Oh, nice.
I want to. I've already got shirts, and mugs, and a couple other things. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I could do.
Should make a parody version called Wife Beater. Chokes people with wife beaters and make her female. Wife beater.
I'm not sure that would sell, but have fun with that.
So the how many pages do you think this is going to be, or do you plan on it being?
Sorry, say that again.
Well, before I ask that, let me rewind. With regards to your funding goal, are you looking at it to be fixed or what's the other term? Flexible. I'm guessing that you'll want it to be fixed, right? So if it doesn't fund, which heaven forbid it should, everyone gets auto refunded. Whereas with flexible, then you've got you make a decision as to whether, if it's not fully funded, do you still move forward and release the book to those who did back, or do you?
No, I still want people to get it.
All right, so you might go it sounds like you're gonna go the flexible route.
Yeah, I want I don't want to disappoint anyone who does want it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And no matter how many people back it, you know, whether it's 1 or, you know, however many, if anyone who backs it, I'm assuming actually wants it, and will be disappointed if they do, even if they do get their money back. And I would be disappointed in myself. So I would rather take the loss, as it were, especially since it's my first campaign.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm trying to remain what do you call it? Grounded in reality. I know what happens with a lot of first campaigns, so but I'm working very diligently. I believe that my artist is awesome. He's constantly surprising me, and we have a really good rapport now. We've sort of reached a point where we work really well together. We figured each other out, and it's coming together a lot faster now, which is cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and it's also great when you have someone on your team who not only jives really well with you, but who is also passionate about the project and your vision. not only jives really well with you, but who's also passionate about we're getting feedback. Do you hear it?
Yeah, it was because I had the thing on. Sorry.
Oh, no.
I went over to the YouTube thing to see something. Sorry.
And let's see, what was I going to say? All right, so flexible because regardless of whether it funds, you want to make sure everyone gets the book who backs it. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Definitely cool.
You know, and then I could do, you know, another relaunch campaign of it, or add it to future stuff that I want to do. So, because at this point there are 4 related comics that are probably going to happen after this initial comic.
So would it be like issues 2, 3, 4, 5 of Eggbeater, or are you like going?
It's going to be Eggbeater, and then 3 comics about other serial murderers of various professions, and then a versus comic probably, where they all like fight each other.
Oh wow, well, that's an idea. Okay. And the project today is Eggbeater. Oh. Eggbeater comic. The Punisher mixes with Gordon Ramsay in this deliciously horrifying slasher comic.
Yep.
Let's watch the video.
You'll probably have to go to YouTube to watch it for whatever reason.
Age restricted.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can you still see the thing opening in a new tab?
Yes.
All right. Oh. What? You just brought me to my homepage?
Just took you to regular YouTube. It's on my channel. Or I can send you the link in the private chat if you can't find it.
I think I should be able to. Oh my gosh, you know what? I actually was watching that one video you posted.
I'm sorry.
Like, whoa, okay. Well, that's different.
That was from my old channel. People asked for it, so I was like, all right, well.
You asked for it.
Congratulations, I guess.
Okay, there's a pre-launch page. Oh, you had the artist with you. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I should just go here. It's got to be over here. Pre-launch. Oh no, that's not it. Eggbeater theme. That's just an odd. Well, okay.
It might be. I might have it on private, just so that only.
All right.
Hold on, let me go get it. I will go and I will grab it.
All right. Crimson Owl says, I guess you can say he's an executor. How do you like your brains, scrambled or over easy?
That's right.
Hey,
all right, there. The link is in the private chat.
Right on.
Wow. Ah, sapos guapos. Hello.
Eric's so cool.
I'm sorry if you can hear stuff going on in my background.
Yeah, I'm hearing something.
There's like people in my house making food.
Oh. Maybe inappropriate for some users. Yeah, I understand and wish to proceed. Thank you very much. Can you see it?
Yep.
All right. damn. Well, that threw me for a loop. I was not expecting that.
when I was doing his character design, and trying to do the makeup for the movie, so he had donut oil poured over him, and now and it like messed him up, right? So let me start the cam so that you can see, maybe close up if I can get it. This is the cover, the drawn cover that Vinny did. In my hand, the original art, right?
Oh.
He had the donut oil poured over him, so now he is disfigured. You can see how his mouth kind of goes down right there, and there's like saliva. So he can't actually control his saliva. So every once in a while, he has to do that. So that's what you hear when he's coming after you. You hear like the, you know, the that the Eggbeater itself makes, but then also you hear the and it's from how when I was doing the makeup testing on myself, I pulled my lip down, and I had like I had the liquid latex stuck there so that it pulled my mouth down, and I found myself having to do that, like slurp it up. So I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be creepy if, like, you know, he just made that and that was like part of his thing, you know? So that's why that's in there. And it turns out people really dig it. So I was like, cool, I'll just throw that in there all the time.
Yeah.
And that music is the Eggbeater theme. I had that commissioned by this local kid who is a pretty talented kid, and I was just like, I want it to sound like this, and he just threw it together over like a weekend, and it's perfect. So I think I'd be more annoyed with slurping than scared. Well, I mean, then you'd just be mad, you know, and then he would be mad, and you know, you could try and fight, and then, you know, you would meet your annoyed end.
Be on the receiving end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the idea, and I like his weapons of choice. The only thing I don't understand is how the blades are able to rotate as he, you know, uses the Eggbeater. Because if I'm not mistaken, well, hold on, that might still work. I thought that they would like get jammed with one another. Oh, and they're also like kind of shards of blades.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not exactly the same. Oh, that's cool.
So what I wanted was kind of what you were thinking, where it was like kind of random, like they were soldered all together. But it's true, like how would that work? You know, they'd get stuck, it wouldn't go around, it would break. So I kind of left that up to my artist. I was like, I don't know how it'll work, but you can figure it out, I'm sure.
And there's typically kind of like a pin that kind of resembles a staple at the very end.
Yeah. He kind of sat down and played around for it with it, and then came up with this. So the blades actually won't cross each other. They both kind of go around.
Right. Okay. Right on.
So yeah, he fixed that for me, and I was like, man, a good artist is invaluable. I was like, I love you, dude. Hello, Creators Outlet, welcome.
Some person says that's some contact lens accident.
Right.
Hail.
And I've considered like including in the campaign, like selling some of the original art, because it's all we're not doing anything digitally.
Oh, ultra. Okay.
I don't like it. Sometimes I think it looks too perfect, and I want that gritty look. You know, I want that like 80s kind of look. So everything's going to be, it's going to end up being in a stack of papers, this big for me. So I considered maybe I'll put some of the original art up if people want it, because that would probably help, get it funded. So
I totally am for offering original art on campaigns. It is a driving force or a driving factor on campaigns, and there are people who are interested in original art.
Yeah, I know. I don't. It would be like heartbreaking for me to part with it.
Oh yeah,
but I would. But it might become where like I have to.
Right.
I'd rather do that than have like posters made that might, get messed up in the mail or something.
Mm. Yeah, the posters are kind of tricky. I mean, like I'm the type who's into, full-on movie-size posters, 24 by 36.
Sure.
But I totally understand, and I'm not going to gripe at any creator who refuses to do it, because I know it can be expensive, and to keep it in good shape, you'd have to probably put it in one of those triangular tubes or round tubes.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, if you don't do it right, it's going to kind of dent up the ends of it. So it's like, what do? Some people go with like 11 by 17 and gently fold it over so that it doesn't have a crease, whereas others, fold it.
If I did that, I would just do the poster mailer. I have a whole bunch of like rock concert like posters from my dad. I sent you in the private chat the short URL to the mailing list. I have all these rock posters because my dad worked like comics and stuff, or not comics, Jesus. He worked like light and sound on stages for concerts, and he kept all of the posters. And for a little while, I was selling those. So I know how to send like posters through mailers.
Oh, all right, very good.
That just seems like the safest way. I don't like the look of a folded up one.
Me either. Yeah, me either.
It's like, I guess I have this poster that I'll unfold and look at sometimes.
Yeah. So how many, well, let's look over this one here. And Creators Outlet.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice of you.
Yeah, everybody sign up. This is the pre-launch. How long has the pre-launch been going so far?
Oh, since July 30th.
July 30th, end of July. So August, September, November, December, January. So by the end of February, I think, is when pre-launch closes. So you've got 6 months of pre-launch max.
Right.
You can always cut it short if you want to, but do you anticipate then that you should have 95% of the book as you were shooting for completed by then?
So that's like February?
Yeah.
That would be nice. I'm not sure. I mean, really, I wish I could say for certain, but really it all depends on my artist. He is working his butt off like day and night. But he is also doing like everything. Like he does the pencils and the inking. And he's putting in the bubbles. I'm lettering it, but he's doing all that. So it's just us two.
Oh, wow. All right.
And he's in California and I'm in Florida.
The beauty of the internet, being able to work with people in other countries, into the U.S. it's
it has its challenges, but it's also nice because it meant that the availability, you know, of artists that I had was wider.
Yeah.
And actually, I just met him like when I did have a Facebook. I was on this like horror art page.
All right.
And he was on it too, and he shared this this drawing that he had done of like a cyborg Superman.
Okay. All right.
And I saw it and I was like, oh man, that is so cool. I could see, you know, somebody who can draw that being able to do Eggbeater justice.
Okay.
So yeah, I just sent him a message and I was like, hey, I'm writing a comic. I like your style based on this one photo. And you know, would you like to sign an NDA and talk about it?
That's smart. Yeah. The think you'd even have the foresight or forethought to think about signing an NDA and all.
Well, yeah, he was a trooper and he signed it. And we talked about it and he was excited about it. He could see it happening and I was like, perfect. So, you know, we negotiated and character designed and got everything started.
Right on. Yeah, I meant to ask how you guys met, how you found him.
That's how. The first guy turned out to be the best guy, really.
My
And
God.
this will be his first comic too. He's a tattoo artist, but this will be his first comic.
Oh man, what a trip! Yeah, we've got some tattoo artists in CG. How many pages are you anticipating this is going to be?
Currently, it's sitting at about 40. However, there's some stuff that is still like being inserted. So,
okay.
I mean, obviously, I'd like it to be as long as possible so that people feel like they get, you know, value for their money.
Nice. And of course, the statement I somehow missed over and over. Sign up for Eggbeater, get a free trading card. And Ali showed us the trading card, really sweet. Designed and drawn and colored by Hockey, right? Or actually, hold on, no. He drew it and then you inked it and colored it, right?
He drew it and inked it, and then I printed it out and I'm coloring it.
Okay. All right. And let's see here. So the Eggbeater Team. Ali is an author of fantasy, sci-fi, and horror. Vinny is an up-and-coming artist. He was a professional tattoo artist and now works hard to bring Eggbeater, and together they are cooking up a tastelessly grotesque comic sure to delight your eyes. Careful, this isn't your granny's cookbook.
No.
So, since you've got this trading card and it's going to have a recipe on the back. It's legit going to be, well, no. It's going to have a recipe, but it's not something that you're going to encourage people to actually follow to.
I don't think it would be a good idea to physically scramble a real creature's brains.
Right. Now, does this mean that you're planning, you've got plans to release many more trading cards?
I would love to do more. I have some more planned. I would love to do more. I'm calling them recipes for death.
All right. So every trading card is going to have a different recipe, yeah?
Yeah. And he kills 13 people because he's a baker, and that's a baker's dozen.
Who is Eggbeater? Eric Hatcher's family is slaughtered, his bakery ruined, his body and mind broken, but he still has hunger for revenge. cleaning up nicely. Vinny is working hard to bring you the very finest quality, vintage style horror with real butter. Not that artificial crap.
No, this is not margarine style horror.
Better up. Smash. Oh, that's the, all right, that's the rolling pin. And melts down your face, not on your hands. So sign up for Eggbeater and get a free training card. By signing up, you also receive the latest updates and news from the campaign.
Oh, you're missing some on the bottom.
Oh, bake a leg. This is no yolk. When this comic comes along, you must whisk it. When this comic comes along, you must whisk it. Omelet, you finish. I know how excited you must be for some horror that's hard to beat. Eggbeater is all it's cracked up to be. I'm a huge fan of puns and dad jokes.
Well, it's going to be full of that.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Imagine if he throws it. Look, that's what it is, and it is what it is.
So earlier,
Bake your muffins, knead your dough, and cream your sugar. Scream or sugar.
You were saying earlier you classified some horror movies as good versus those that are like B-level movies. What are examples of horror movies you consider good? What do you put in that?
A lot of like horror movies that I would consider like a masterpiece, right? Korea is really good at making those. So there's a movie called Tale of Two Sisters that's a Korean horror movie that's beautiful. Like something like that is really good. Obviously the Ringu is really good, but I do think the American version is not as good, but it's a good translation into American, I guess. The Ring is actually the scariest that a movie's ever made me, or the most scared that a horror movie ever made me.
The Ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it used ordinary objects in its imagery. It used VHS tape and hairbrush, mirrors, chairs, wooden ladders. So when I first saw it, when I was like 16, I was scared for a week straight.
Oh my gosh.
I would see a hairbrush, laying by a mirror, and I'd be like, oh my God. Or I would, let's see, down the road from where I lived, and most ladders nowadays, they're all aluminum, right?
All right.
Randomly, like 2 days after I watched it, down the road, somebody had a wooden ladder leaning against their house, and I was like, what the fuck? Somebody was throwing out like an old wooden chair, and I wouldn't walk past that house. I was just like, nope. And I turned around and I went the long way to my friend's house. I was really afraid.
Oh my gosh.
But
what is this? The Uninvited was this shit American version?
Was that an American version of Tale of Two Sisters?
Oh, is that right?
I don't know. If they made it, I don't know about it.
The Ring is Japanese racist.
Oh.
I've never seen it, so I have no clue.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I think I've only watched it once since then, and I was like just as scared.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going outside. I don't want to see like anything. I'm Machinui says they're largely desensitized toward horror, but I'm not. I can't watch horror movies by myself because my brain just doesn't turn off. Especially like at night. So I just don't watch them alone. If I watch them with people at night, I'm like, you can't leave me.
Right. Hey, Replicant, the beginning of the movie with that girl in the closet, that was gnarly.
Oh yeah, and The Ring, like it is totally gnarly. Like the effects on that were great, like the makeup effects. That was before that Hollywood really started like relying totally on CGI. They had some pretty cool makeup in the Ring.
Were you ever? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, however, like that was also the beginning of when Hollywood started doing that thing where everything is like through a blue lens.
Oh.
It was like that and Underworld. People were like, oh, that looks cool. Let's make everything freaking blue.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the Underworld movies, but you're right. There was kind of everything seemed to be filmed under a blue light.
CGI did make them wicked lazy. And I remember when I first started noticing that Hollywood was relying more on CGI, I was like, I was not about it. I would go on rants about it, and people would be like, oh my gosh, Ellie, you're so picky, you know, and I'd be like, no, if you look at even Jurassic Park, you know, that still holds up. They might have used a little bit of early CGI, but you believe that T-Rex is as real as it can possibly be.
Yeah. They would show some behind the scenes, and they had a lot of practical effects as well in the first Jurassic Park. So
yeah.
You had like the head of the T-Rex and the upper portion, and I think even the arms.
And then like people in freaking Velociraptor suits, like
yeah,
that's very unsettling.
Even good horror. Weird thing is it didn't have to. Yep, Jurassic Park is still legit.
Yeah, or even, you know, go back further. Look at like Neverending Story. They built Falkor.
Yeah.
That's freaking real.
Wow. Yeah.
They built the Gamork. That's terrifying. And it had like 10 people doing the puppetry. And that's still more terrifying to me than anything like any CGI like high res monster. Because my eyes can feel the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. They built a full-size robot T-Rex. There's some great videos of them building it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they made Godzilla look freaking great. Abyss still looks good. Yep. Return to Oz was good.
Or even, like, as far as costuming goes, you know, now they make everybody wear a fucking suit because of a green suit because of Peter Jackson and Lord of the Rings because of Gollum was so cool. But if you look at something like Legend, you know, that's Tim Curry in a freaking giant suit. He, like, the only thing there that's him is, like, his cheeks and mouth, you know? Everything else is a huge suit that he wore. So, and if they tried to remake that movie, they would just put a little dot suit with ping pong balls on it and be like, there you go.
Yeah.
And people would hate it. They'd be like, what the hell is this?
True.
He wasn't the devil. He's just called darkness, but I can understand why people say that.
Yep. See, with the dots, granted, there are just as many examples of shit practical effects as there are shit CGI effects.
Yeah, but the difference between like less than awesome practical effects is that most of the time those practical effects are still like cool. Does that make sense? You know, in a B movie, when it's obvious like that they just, you know, they built a little head, excuse me, like a little skull or whatever, and then say like somebody's stepping on it.
Uh-huh.
And it's obvious they just filled it up with like meat and ketchup or whatever.
Uh-huh.
It still looks cool. You're just like, ah, oh, gross. Like
I mean, in the don't they in film still use like corn syrup and food coloring to simulate blood? Or have they?
Some do, but they're companies who have like recipes where it's just like, this is fake blood that is like that. I have my own recipe that I developed while I was doing the testing for the Eggbeater like movie.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't, because when you use corn syrup, it kind of dries in like a weird way. Plus, it's like bad for your teeth, you know.
No.
Make you fat. So I made my own secret recipe for it, but
Your own secret recipe. Do you think sometime you'll do a special trading card with your recipe for homemade blood and include select copies of the book?
I don't know, man. It's a secret. They do some practical effects, but it's not the same. You know, they're not building a full set anymore. Right. You know, they don't have puppetry.
Have you seen
Sorry?
Have you seen what they're doing for Mandalorian now?
No, I gave up on Disney Plus like a long time ago.
It's like they're, you know, I just see screenshots from time to time on the internet, and it's like they're more or less inside a giant dome, and it's like green screen effects and like advanced level green screen effects, I suppose. So they could actually simulate towns and stuff, if I'm not mistaken.
Ugh.
From indoors. Yeah, without having to make all the sets from scratch.
Jesus. That's going to look so ugly.
Let's see here. 𝒜𝓁𝒾 was in a suit. Should have knocked Lily up.
Yeah, instead he just did a little dance with her and turned her into a goth.
You still do practical effects in some movies today. Depends on the location. Depends on the location. Squids are illegal in some places.
Like what?
I think he's meaning to say squibs. SQIB as in.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Sorry about how that came off. I just find it mildly annoying how bad puppetry gets a pass.
No, I don't want to give a pass to, you know, bad puppetry, like bad special effects that are, you know, just lazy special effects. But if it's a movie where like they're definitely trying and they did their best, you know, or even if it's like Trauma, you know, they don't have state-of-the-art effects, but they do everything they possibly can with what they have.
There's, you know, I look back at the old Star Wars movies, and excuse me, I still dig how if you're not looking at the enhanced editions, and you look at the ones on VHS, how you look at the TIE fighter scenes out in outer space and how they have like a black box around them as it moves is hilarious, but it's at the same time kind of endearing because it brings back memories from when I saw them in the theaters originally. So
yeah, I wasn't alive yet, but I totally get it.
yeah, it doesn't bother me. Do you have any thoughts on movies like Halloween, Scream?
I haven't seen any of the Halloween movies.
13th. Okay.
I've never seen any of the Friday the 13th movies.
I would recommend the very first Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay. I saw Friday the 13th is the Freddy one, right?
No. Oh, yeah. No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh.
Freddy Krueger is Nightmare on Elm Street, and he's the one with the metal.
Which is Friday the 13th?
Jason Voorhees.
Jason. Okay. So I saw the one scene from Nightmare on Elm Street where Johnny Depp was like 14 years old and he gets sucked into a bed. But that's all I've seen.
Yeah.
Because it was it was like some sort of extra scene on some DVD I bought at Walmart for like $1 in 2005.
Yeah, I mean,
but I can't, like I said, I can't watch horror movies alone, and I don't know a lot of people down here, and I've never had friends really who wanted to watch horror movies. So most of the time, I'm watching like stuff that I've watched before, or waiting until somebody can watch with me. I know what I might do is I might just sit down and have like a watch party where I watch some of this stuff and hope that I just don't get like scared being alone.
Yeah. I mean, I don't frequently watch horror movies, but the few I've seen usually run in those types of arenas. Like, I think I might have seen at most one or two of the Friday the 13th ones. The original Halloween, I think, is the best. Well, I can't really compare it because I didn't watch the others.
Oh, really quick, I put in the private chat the like short link, the short URL, so it's not so long.
Oh.
Oh,
all right. To update my. Oh, that was for. So that I could update the other.
Yeah. It's just easier to remember and stuff. I have seen. What are they called? Crap. Rob Zombie's the first 3 movies to his like the House of 1,000 Corpses and stuff. I saw those. Those. I don't like Rob Zombie as a director, but as a writer, and possibly like a visionary, I do like him, but I don't think he's a good director. And I liked House of 1,000 Corpses more than I liked crap, what's the second movie's name? I lost it. Crap, Devil's Rejects. There we go. I don't know why that took me so long, but I like the first one more, even though I like Otis better in the second one. I did watch the newer Chainsaw Massacre, but I didn't really like it too much.
Okay. And yeah, I think out of all of those in that time period, my favorite was probably Freddy Krueger, because I just fell in love with the glove and how, you're talking about Eggbeater. He would have that occasional slurping of his saliva and then the spinning of his a metal egg beater.
Hmm.
Freddy's main thing was scraping the blades of his glove against like metal pipes.
Okay.
And the thing about him delving into the dreamscape, the dream realm, really intrigued me. Let's see. What, Ellie? Come on.
I have seen The Thing.
A movie funny and bad at the same time as Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, maybe someday I'll watch that. I don't I don't know. I don't like Netflix. I don't have Netflix. I do watch Hart Fisher has a channel called American Horrors, and I will watch that because he just does like indie stuff and old B movies, and I love that. And he is actually a big reason why I stepped up and was like, okay, I'm gonna make this. He has his own comic company. He's made movies. He made this movie called The Garbage Man. And I wrote him when I was having trouble, like figuring out how to make the movie. And he has a horror festival too, where like indie creators come and like show their horror movies, their indie stuff. And I wrote him when I had a Facebook, and I told him, you know, I'm having this problem. I'm wondering if maybe I should even do it. And he encouraged me, and he was really nice about it and cool. And then when I said, I think I'm going to do it as a comic, he was like, when it's done, send it to me and I'll read it. And I was like, oh, heck yeah. Now I really have to do it because I want him to see it.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to do that. And plus he's just a really cool guy. So he recently restarted his comic publishing company. He had it in like the late 80s and 90s, and if he had published his comics today, he probably would be Comicsgate, because he got a lot of shit for the comics that he made. Because they're really raunchy. And Boob Dan worked on a couple of them with him. And then he did like a Jeffrey Dahmer comic, and all the like bleeding heart, you know, moms from the 90s started saying like, oh, he's glorifying serial killers.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he went on to shows like Maury, I think, to talk about it.
Really?
Yeah. So and he was all alone. Like, there was no, you know, Comicsgate back then. So he was just all alone and getting all this shit.
Damn. And out of curiosity, were you ever exposed to movies like from, I think it's Full Moon Entertainment? They made movies like Doll Man, Puppet Master. Oh shoot!
I think I saw Wishmaster, and I liked that.
Wishmaster. That I can't remember if that was one of their films, but
I saw The Hills Have Eyes, and I was like, this movie's fucked up.
Man, I know he says, what I hate is when I want to watch a movie, but it's not on anything, so I have to go buy it.
Oh, I would rather buy a movie than stream anything at this point. Like, maybe it's a little bit of paranoia, but I'm pretty sure everything is going to be altered in some way or censored. So
yeah,
I'm all about just having a physical copy, like, forever.
That's why I'm a big fan of physical media.
Yeah. Sure. And actually, it's funny. Books. I was just reading a thing where physical copies of books have increased like 83% in sales just this last year, to the point where some publishers can't keep up So they're announcing like we might not be able to have anything ready by Christmas for a lot of the people who want to buy books.
Oh my gosh.
Because the demand is just too high.
Do you think it's because of the declining entertainment industry?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, you know, people don't want to be online all the time anymore because it's just so exhausting.
Sure is.
Everybody's always fighting. Everybody's always saying crap. Like every outlet wants you to believe what they believe. It's tiring, you know? So people just want to sit there with like a book and freaking read or relax, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty cool though that there's such a high demand for books again.
Yeah, it surprised me, but then I sat and I thought about it and I was like, well, I'm not really surprised actually. Like most people I talk to don't like it. Like Apple, they released a new they made an audiobook of the book 1984.
Oh.
And people were listening to it and realized that some parts of it had been censored out.
No.
Yeah, I was like, of all the books to do that with.
No, you don't censor 1984. What the?
They censored out the parts about like double speak and like newspeak. And people who'd read the book before were like, oh, I just wanted to have an audiobook version to listen to on the way to work. And then I noticed, you know, because I've read it before, I was like, it feels like something's missing there. And so they went and looked at their physical copy and they were like, what the fuck?
Oh man.
So I was like, yeah, that sounds about right for Apple. So I'll just buy, you know, old copies of stuff so that I don't have to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah, you might still be able to find in like public libraries earlier audio book versions, but on cassette tape.
Yep.
And just convert from cassette tape to CD-ROM, and there you've got yourself then you've got yourself a CD you can pop in your car, or you could rip the CD and make it digital and put it on your mobile devices.
Yeah, never ever. Some person is right. Never get the abridged version. I don't even like getting like edited versions from the author themselves. So like there's two versions of Frankenstein. One that's the original release, and then one that later Mary Shelley re-released with like edits in it and stuff. I don't even like that one.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm a purist.
Let's see here. Still hunting Godzilla versus Violante. Have you checked? Let's see. It's annoying when it's hard to find. Like the aforementioned Godzilla movie, that's an absolute bitch to find.
What I would do is I would actually contact Hart Fisher. He has a Twitter. It's HART. He could probably help you find that stuff. Like if he doesn't have a copy, he probably knows someone who has a copy of all of that stuff, because that's been his trade for like 40 years. And then there are a lot of people too on Twitter who are experts in like finding lost media.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that makes sense.
There's one movie that I've been trying to find for forever though, and nobody can find it. It's so sad.
What is it?
It's not a horror movie, but it's a movie based on my favorite book. And it's like I have done everything I possibly could. So my favorite book is called Keeping Secrets in English. It's by a Norwegian author called 𝒜𝓁𝒾 𝒮𝒶𝓃𝑔𝓊𝒾, who is now deceased. He was a big deal kids author in Norway. And I found out a couple, like 5 years ago, I think, that they made a movie in the 80s based on that book in Norway, and it was translated into like French and Spanish and German. And it has an IMDb page, but there's only like one review, and and it has all of the like, and there's no trailer. I can't find it anywhere. It has all the actors and stuff listed. So when I couldn't find it for sale and I couldn't find it anywhere, I actually wrote like all of the actors, and most of them haven't been in anything since then. Like they're just regular people now with like Facebook pages. So I actually wrote them all on Facebook, and I was like, hey, you know, this thing that you made, I want to see it. Is there any way? But you know, if you're not friends with someone on Facebook and you send a message, they probably won't see it because Facebook puts it in your other folder and it doesn't alert you. So they never wrote me back. And so what I also did was I actually contacted the Norwegian Film Society.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote them an email and I was like, hey, this, and I asked them. They're like, yeah, we don't know, but you can check like the other countries, you know, check like Spain and stuff. Like I've written everybody I could. I tried to find the production company, but it doesn't exist anymore. I tried to find how to contact the lady who directed it. Yeah, that didn't work either. I even tried to find the person who wrote the review on IMDb to be like, where did you find it? And I just can't find it. It's so sucky. I'm like, I want to see it so bad.
Yeah. Do you remember the gist of what it's supposed to be about?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's my favorite book. It's just about a little girl who goes like to her summer house, and all this weird stuff starts happening. Like somebody starts stealing things around town. And then she finds out that it's actually like this little boy who's run away from home. And it's called Zeppelin in Norway, actually. And then when they translated it to like German and Spanish, they actually called it The Boy in the Tree, I think. So yeah. Oh, El Gargoyle said, I read the Neverending Story. Now I hate the movie.
Oh no.
Yeah, the thing about the book versus the movie is that if they wanted to make it now, they would probably have to make it as a TV show, because it has 26 chapters and they all begin with with like the letters of the alphabet. And
Wow.
the movie, like the first movie, because we're not even going to talk about the other ones. The first movie only covers like the first 3 chapters. Because Bastian actually goes into, like, in the book it's called Fantastica. It's not called Fantasia. He actually goes there and has, like, tons of experiences. There was a cartoon Neverending Story? Really? I did not know that. I will have to look.
Yeah, I hate it when they take out music from a show. The theme for Married with Children was replaced. What? No way.
What was it replaced with?
Oh my gosh. How? What the?
What?
That's like another character in the TV show. What the hell?
Yeah, the song is like its own beast.
Yeah. Man.
That's weird.
Good golly. Wow.
What was wrong with the song? I can't even think, like, was the singer problematic or something? Was he like deemed? I don't know. Who cares?
I wonder if Love and Marriage is an institute you can't disparage. Ask the local gentry and you'll find it's elementary. Time.
Copyright.
What?
The copyright ran out, so they were like, well, screw us getting the copyright again. Let's just put new music on there. No one will notice.
Oh, jeez, how lame. You think Hollywood, with all its money, would shell out and buy the copyright?
Well,
There's this cool fight in the book with Falcor and a shape-shifting monster.
there's all sorts of cool stuff in the book. I love that book. I found like a really crazy beat up copy at my library that they just had on like the giveaway shelf
Really?
that has the original coloring on the inside.
Oh.
So any new book that you buy of it is just black text, but it was supposed to be with green and red text.
Oh.
So the red is the real world and the green is Fantastica.
Oh, neat.
And it has these like really intricate drawings at the beginning of each chapter. And when you have it in black and white, it actually takes away a lot of the drawing because there's some stuff that you can't see because of bleed and stuff. But in the original green and red, it's actually very beautiful.
Wow, how cool.
So I'm glad I have that, even though it's like taped together because it was falling apart in the first place. And on the cover, it has like this like imprinted Orin on it. It's very cool.
Wow, that sounds pretty amazing. So is it in decent shape still? Or is it really
Well, I mean, like I said, I had to tape it together.
Oh, all right.
Because I've read it. Like I've read it a billion times.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree. Always buy physical media. Apologies for my weird obsession with Godzilla tonight. It's all good. I love Godzilla. It's all the hardcovers. So with Eggbeater, are you going with standard comic book size, dimensions?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That'll make it I think in people's hands it'll feel more familiar, and plus it'll make it easier to ship, not having some sort of weird size thing.
You mentioned that you're looking for it to be about 40 pages, possibly a little more. Are you aiming for this to be a floppy? Or do you want it perfect bound? Well, actually, perfect bound, I think you need more pages, right? Or it's optional.
Depending on where you go with. I'm going for perfect though. Just so, because I feel like it'll last longer.
Yeah.
Looks better.
I think so. I like perfect bound. I grew up with floppies, but I really do like the perfect bound feel.
Yeah.
And I know it's your first campaign, but are you thinking about doing any kind of fancy style cover? Like spot UV or
I don't know, honestly, because
or like metallic red for the blood.
The comic's black and white.
All right.
Because I believe that look lends itself well to the style that I'm going for. And I've talked to some people who've said that too, who've actually told me, like, don't make a color copy of this. Who've actually told me not to. I'm like, oh, okay. I can show a page. I have it pulled up. There we go.
Oh, wow. So does this have like a blue hue?
No, that's actually just so for now, Vinny has all of the original pages in California. When he's done with them, then he's gonna send them all like in one package. Just because it'll be cheaper. The reason why it has like a blue sort of appearance is because he just took pictures with his phone.
Okay.
This isn't like a scan. So when I get the copies, then I'm going to take them and get them like professionally scanned and everything so that it looks nice.
Nice. Good idea.
Yeah, so this is a page. I really love this page. like quite a bit. It's a good representation of the book overall. I need to, so I'm gonna redo, like you can see if I get closer, his lines are very clean. He's got this oh no, the word's gone right out of my head. Crap. The like dots back here.
Stippling?
It's not stippling. Fuck. Where you like flick it, you know?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because I told him I liked it. He just put that in there. Plus it's like, you know, adds to the bloody sort of dirty effect.
I wonder how you get that effect.
Huh?
I wonder how you got that flicking effect without getting it on the.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Splatter, yes. Thank you, some person. I don't know what's wrong with my brain tonight. So yeah, this is, so he meets up with this guy and surprises him in the woods. Guy pulls up his gun, but Eggbeater knocks it out of the way. Yeah, replicant's right, probably tape. He grabs him around by his neck with it, with the rolling pin, and like rolls it and pushes back and back and back, like slowly, you know, his eyes popping out, his bleh. And then it comes all the way off with the I felt like a real writer when I wrote SFX, shush shush slurp. I was like, I'm making it, I'm moving up. And then I really like this this image is way cool. Him like in the dark, like standing over the bodies, you know.
Oh, all right, I see it now.
It looks like the gross tongue thing that some anime character did. Okay. Yes, I'm very excited.
So the book is going to be black and white. The trading cards with the recipes are going to be color.
Yeah.
And is the front cover going to be black and white, or is it going to be?
No, the cover is color.
All right.
The cover is that thing that I showed you. That's the one. Here, let me pull it up quick. I don't care what it's called. It's the gross tongue thing. That's fair. All right. So this is going to be the cover.
Okay.
That is the that's still not a scan of it. That's just a picture that he took with his phone. I haven't gotten it professionally scanned yet. I'm going to take it all in at the same time. But this is what he drew that I was holding, like when I was showing off like his face and stuff. So it'll be, you know, Eggbeater up here, names down here, logo over here, standard cover. Some people have asked if I'm going to do variant covers. I don't know. I know some people like them and some people don't. As of now, I don't really have the money to get variant covers, so that would probably, I'd probably have to figure that out sometime in the future.
Nice.
Right now, I'm just focusing on like paying for the initial everything.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to get too crazy about it, but you want to, you know, have some cool stuff to offer.
Hey, crab of the jazz.
It's a gross tongue thing to me. Crab of the jazz.
Well, like I would love, I would love to be able to offer a whole lot of stuff. but I don't want to do it at the expense of the comic itself.
Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, the focus is on the book. And then if things are performing pretty well, then you can think more about stretch goals and
Right.
other stuff, and whether you want to add more swag.
Yeah. Like I said, I would love to. I love getting stuff, you know, extra stuff. Everybody loves getting fun extra stuff.
Yeah. I would recommend that when you set up your campaign that you take advantage of the add-ons feature. And like if you got different tier levels, right? And the next one in line builds upon the previous tier, that you that when people select a tier to back, that any of the swag or variants, if you do include any, are available as add-ons as well, so that people can minimize the
Oh yeah, for sure.
number of times through the campaign.
Yeah, I'm definitely reading the taking pages from the document that I think Rob wrote and put together, and then also looking at campaigns that I like, you know, campaigns that have done stuff that I enjoy. And you know, I take notes and I look at what people like. You know, what do people like to get, and when do they like to get it? I want to make sure I can do that.
Gotcha. Very cool. That, you know, from my screen, from the way I'm looking at it, the red area almost looks like velvet. The way it came out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess. I thought it was cool because it like looked kind of like blood, you know? It's not a hard red. It looks like kind of bloody.
Yeah, it does.
Emerging from the shadows into the blood.
And then if you look in the top left corner, that darker red, you know, you can almost view this as like the inside of a person's mouth who is screaming. And
oh my God.
That part where your cursor was is that little thing that dangles in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
And
your psychologist must be having fun.
And this is the person's screaming face as they're being ripped to shreds.
Sure.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Mm-hmm. I wish, yeah, it'll be better to zoom in when I have the actual scans.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And
WyzGyz has issues about
who, me? Who, me?
what?
Like what? Yeah, so Eggbeater comic. Be sure and sign up for it if you haven't already. Like it's going to be a hell of a time.
Oh man, we've been on for like 2 hours.
Probably. How
do we do that?
By sharing in the beauty of horror. You know what's funny about horror? I find things that are more, that draw more from real life to be scarier than horror. Like zombies in one way or another can be kind of scary, but if you look at like crime dramas, you know, where they talk about how people could be so out of their minds that they go through and kill another person. and serial murders and things like that. Those I view are scarier because it is closer to home. It's more realistic, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas, go ahead.
Those are usually scarier, but they're not nearly as like cathartic.
I don't know if
I just noticed something about a page that my artist just sent me.
Did they do something wrong?
No, not even. I want to show.
Did they add like an Easter egg?
Sort of.
Earlier that day.
So this is Eggbeater going to buy some materials to create his weapon. And he included, like, Vinny included this little tiny rolling pins, cross pins in the corner right there. Can you see? Right there.
Oh!
Yeah. Look at that.
I did not see that originally. Just supplies.
That's hilarious. I wonder what else he's throwing. This is why I like him. He's doing little fun stuff like that.
Weld. So it's like the welding department.
Yeah. I actually consulted like a real. I like called Home Depot, and I was like, "Where you have your welding stuff? What is it labeled as?"
Oh, and it's literally just weld.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to make sure. I didn't want it to be like supplies for welding or something. People would be like, "What the hell?"
Well,
they were just like, there's just a sign that says weld, and I was like, ah, sweet. Thank you. Just doing research for my comic book.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the very fact that you cared enough to inquire about it, and you know, you're working to be accurate and all, that's good.
Yeah, that's what I want. And this is him in his like ruined bakery workshop working on the actual
the weapon of choice.
Yes.
So I don't know if this is going to be any kind of spoiler thing, or if you're even going to want to answer it, but you know how it's so common, it's kind of a joke, running joke now, where in Friday the 13th movies, it's usually involving a bunch of teens at a lake cabin, and Jason takes them out one by one in all these gruesome deaths. Is Eggbeater the type who goes around like killing a certain type of character, like Jason has his teenagers, horny teenagers he takes out?
No, because what he's going for is revenge for the deaths of his wife and children. You know, and the burning of his bakery and the disfiguration of his body. So who he's going after is the gang and the crime boss who ordered him to pay basically extortion. They extorted him and he would not pay. So that is why. So now he's going to get his revenge. So there's not really an opportunity for like horny teenagers or whatever.
Cool. And so let me see. Are there eventually, you know, you've got a number of different books in the works. Is there going to be like Eggbeater issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, on like a continuing series?
Well, the other 3 books that I mentioned that are going to be other serial killers.
Oh, right. Yeah. So they're all part of the same universe and everything.
Yeah, and then the final one is the verses where they're all gonna come together and fight.
Like a battle royale.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do like Freddy v. Jason and stuff. I was like, I'll just do that.
Okay. Cool.
And then I have another totally separate comic series that I want to do. Either a series or just a full graphic novel. And that one is called Zombie Investigations Llc.
Okay.
And it is about a world where a drug was introduced to help women whose infants, like their babies, had died in utero.
All right.
What it did was it brought the baby back to life. However, they didn't do as much testing as they should have on the drug. So all the babies were born as zombies.
Oh my gosh.
So, and if they eat brains, then they're fine. But if they don't, then they become feral. So pretty much they our main character is a zombie named Maxwell, who is a private investigator, kind of a loner, but a strange woman walks in and wants him to find an old friend of hers, and that investigation opens up a whole new can of worms that has him finding out the corruption of a billionaire and the horrible things that he's doing to his daughter and stuff. It doesn't sound like it, but that's a comedy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
My goodness.
The way I'm describing it does not sound funny, but it totally is, I swear.
Wow. And I thought it was a serious film.
No,
An Oscar.
so I'll give you an example. So dogs don't like the zombies.
All right.
Because they all smell. They don't smell alive. And it kind of makes him sad because he's always wanted like a puppy. But one day he's out and about, and there's a dog that like loves him. And a guy walks up and is like, "Oh, you're a zombie, but my dog likes you." And he's like, "Yeah, it's crazy." And he's loving it. And he's like, "I think I know why." And he's kind of awkward about it. He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, he's a retired cadaver dog."
Oh. Oh.
So pretty much he's excited because he's like, I just found the bestest thing that's going to give me the biggest treat, right?
Dang. Well, that's
that one is probably going to happen after Eggbeater,
though. So with Eggbeater, so it sounds like you're probably going to go with the 6 months. You've probably heard this from other creators. You definitely want to make sure that you either go live after the 6 months if you use the full 6 months, or be sure you've backed up your information, because if you
yeah, I don't want to lose all that and then have people be mad that they didn't get their thing.
Yeah, you'll have a lot of creators are now backing up their address, their sign up list frequently. I guess you export it to Excel or something.
Yeah.
From the back end. And you lose all everything that comprises the pre-launch page. Do you, besides the book, besides the training card that people get for being on the sign-up list, and what kind, ideally, I think you said you also were going to do a patch and you already have an apron.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any other kind of swag that you envision you'd like to do? That you'd like to include in this first campaign?
I mean, it'd be cool to have a patch. Like I said, because I want to make a CG jacket, you know.
Oh yeah. Me too now.
I've been looking at leather jackets to find so that I can make one, because now I have two patches,
wow.
you know, and then wear it to like a con so that I can be like, look at my patches, you should go buy these people's books, it's great.
I
Like,
hadn't
are you a biker? And I'd be like, no, I like comics.
Yeah, I hadn't considered leather. I guess it makes sense because, you know, bomber jackets and stuff like that. I was thinking more along the line of denim. But
Oh, no way. Not gonna catch me wearing denim, are you nuts?
how come? Just the look, or
well, I have a lambskin jacket, but I don't want to put patches on it because it's lambskin, and that's very expensive.
oh, right. Makes sense.
As far as swag, I know I hear like conflicting things from what people like. I think I would consider stuff that I already have in my store, you know, so I've got like mugs and water bottles, and t-shirts, obviously. That kind of stuff I already have in the store.
Oh.
But as far as like freebies, I don't know. I mean, there's the trading cards, probably bookmarks, maybe. Those are fun. Do people like stickers? I'm not sure if people even like stickers. Like, because what do you do with them?
I see a lot of campaigns still doing stickers. I still like them. I like trading cards. I like sketch cards. I like original art. That's just speaking for me. I like prints.
I want to be able to sign them, but there's sort of a problem because I know more people are probably going to want the artist signature, but I don't even know how I would make that happen since he's in California and I'm in Florida. Like,
yeah, I mean,
what would I fly out there, you know, and then fly back?
or if you're going to be the one fulfill. Oh wait, hold on. So, did I hear you right that you're planning on using a fulfillment company?
A what?
A fulfillment company. You know, you hire a company who's going to not only print,
depending on how much there is, but probably I'll just do all the fulfillment myself, but I'll order like the materials. Does that make sense?
Yeah. If you self-fulfill, I guess if you are comfortable with it, maybe he can arrange to fly out to where you are since you've got all the product. And
I don't know, because he's got like a job and 3 kids and a wife and stuff. So
oh, all right. That would be challenging.
if I could do if I could get him maybe to do sketch cards that he signs and sends them out separately, maybe.
Right.
The only thing is I don't want them shipped to too many places because there's always the possibility that something goes wrong. Somewhere it's lost. All of them get damaged, you know, somewhere like that. That really makes me very paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure people get what they want expediently. So
I know it's probably not ideal, but you could have him sign like self-adhesive labels.
and then ship me the labels.
Yeah. Like,
I guess. I mean, there are whoops, hang on, my dog opened my door. Whoopsie. So there are artists who or authors who have done that. Like Anne Rice has this thing where if you send her like an envelope, she will sign these like big sticker things and then send them back to you for free. So I guess maybe I could do that, and they could put them on the book if they wanted to, but then they're also putting a sticker on their book. So
yeah,
probably,
I mean,
probably a sketch card that he signs. But I don't know really any other way other than that.
yeah,
Creators Outlet wants chibi magnets. That would be kind of cute, little chibi egg beater. Maybe.
print them in Kelly, have them signed, then ship to you, then you sign and ship.
Yeah, maybe. There's, like I said, I'm just nervous about too much shipping.
Right.
Well, we'll see as it goes on. Maybe maybe I'll have the opportunity, because I don't really want to fly in the foreseeable future, just because of everything that's happening right now. I don't want to get the vaccine. I don't want to get tested. So I don't really also want to be in California.
No.
But you know, if some things changed and stuff, maybe I could find a way to take a cross-country trip. You know, I always wanted to drive.
Yeah, I would love to do a cross-country trip, visit every state in the country. That would be so much fun.
I don't want to visit every state. There's a lot of shitty states out there, but
well, I want to be able to say I visited every one of them. I mean, I might not spend a lot of time, but it may be unrealistic now, but I sort of want to do like a food challenge in every state. You know, where you eat such and such in this amount of time, or just eat this and then win a t-shirt or a mug or something, or get your photo plastered on their wall. You know, something like that.
huh. I mean, yeah, or just move to Texas. No way, man. I feel safe in Florida right now. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, so that sounds cool. I don't know if you're interested, but Phoenix Animation does printed bottle openers.
Oh, okay.
That is
Doesn't it also do like the metal cards
metal
and
prints.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I would like to do that, actually.
Yeah.
A metal print of Eggbeater, I think, would look really cool.
Yeah.
I got one of his trading cards that he did for Cobalt.
All right.
Yeah, and it wasn't the image that I had of it and what I actually got were so vastly different, because I was like, man, it's probably gonna be like weird and clunky and pointy and heavy and look funny. And then I got it and I was like, this is actually really freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's light, the corners aren't pointy.
Right.
You know, it was fun to look at. Like it didn't it was good quality. I was like, wow, this is really sweet. Add-ons of previous books I've done. I mean, currently the only book that I have done is Wild Man, and it's not a comic. It's a novella that's sort of written as a fantasy, like a fable, like a Grimm's fairy tale. I guess I could put that as an add-on. I don't know how many people who would be interested in the comic would also want that. But I guess it wouldn't cost me any money to put it on there.
Do you still have a lot of copies of it?
I made my money back, and about, at this point, about $100 over what I put into it.
Right,
but that's since 2018.
Was it?
That's since 2018. So.
But do you still have a large physical inventory of those books left?
Currently, I have 1, 2, 5, 10, 14.
I mean, like if you have them print on demand at Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever needed to restock, then you can always just get more.
Yeah, it takes about 2 weeks for me to get them.
Having a book plate sticker is a good way to have signature and not do in person. Yeah.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. I want to make sure people like what they get.
Yeah, I think even the pros use what's called marque or remark, where it's basically like an adhesive sticker a special adhesive sticker, I guess, where you can do a little sketch drawing or sign or what have you, and then if you want, it can stick on the inside of the book.
Yeah, I might do that. Just send him them and have him mail them out, because I know people like getting the signature, and I know people are gonna look at the art. Like, I'm not under any illusions. Everyone always says like it's a visual medium, the artist is more important and stuff. So like I totally get that, and I want him to have all the credit that he deserves, because he's working his ass off. He's enjoying it, but like he's working his butt off constantly. Like he goes above and beyond, quite honestly, and I would like to see him do more for sure.
Sweet. And let's see. Very cool. Have you thought about yet how you're going to lay out the campaign? For example, are you going to do 2 30-day rounds of funding and go in demand? Are you going to go just 2 rounds of funding with no in demand? Are you going to go 1 60-day round?
I want to have in demand, but I'm not sure about 2 30 days or 1 60-day. I'm not sure yet. It might depend on how many email signups that I get.
And when you do go live, which might be around February of next year, do you already have lined up what channel you're going to launch on? Like, would it be yours, or are you trying to get on with it?
I'd like to launch on mine, and then just go do like, appearances on as many people as I can get on, and everybody's really nice, nobody's it's always been a very positive experience so far. So probably that's what I'll do, is I'll launch on mine for several hours, and then just keep going on a bunch of other things. I did launches for Wildman, but I did it on Facebook, and on Facebook authors do like group launches. So for like 24 hours, 24 different authors will take like 1 hour. Indie authors will take 1 hour, and like preset a bunch of giveaways and stuff, and so I've done that, which is a little different, obviously. And I've gone on a few shows where they did launches. Like I was on the Hunting Alice launch stream.
Right on.
So
Pretty cool.
When you're up after the first 30, you get a bump? Like a Bangkok bump?
Not necessarily. It depends on if you're on his channel promoting your book.
Well, I hope so. He's cool. We've had good interactions. Everybody's just been really nice. Like I'm not concerned about not being able to get, word out there.
Sweet. And you have your channel, you're building up. You are a guest on a lot of other panels, so that's pretty sweet. You got your own show with hockey.
Yeah. I love the Alien Hockey Show. It's so fun. I want it to just be fun. A good time. I think people need that.
Yep. So when it comes to the bump, it's like if you decide to go with, I guess, what you might call, quote unquote, the CG model, you, of course, you build up the interest in the campaign during the pre-launch. When you go live, there's like a spike of interest because everyone wants to back it. Then it kind of drops into a lull during the middle of the month, and then it peaks up when it's close to the end of the funding phase. So if you do that after 30 days, then people are afraid they're going to miss out on it. So then you'll get a bunch of people backing the campaign again. And then as you go into the second month, it starts to drop and level out again until you get towards the end of the second 30 days. And also there's going to be another bump when you fulfill and you start seeing on social media people doing P.O. box openings and giving reviews of your book. And then, the people will realize, hey, you're fulfilling your product, your campaign. So that makes a lot of people more comfortable backing the project. And it also means they won't have to wait as long because, we're already made.
Hold on. Sorry. There's a cat outside my window and my dog might bark. Shh. Get down. I think there's a cat like fighting with an alligator or maybe a squirrel or something. Shh. Get down.
With an alligator?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Shh. Well, there's a bunch of baby alligators around lately who've been like making crazy noises at night, like calling for their mom. So it's a possibility.
Wow. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean for yeah, doggo. I didn't mean for him to be so loud. I know his bark is really loud. Okay, buddy. He's all like freaked out now.
That was quite startling, but it's all good. It almost seemed like you were the one who barked.
What?
Well, you don't
No.
you just have your avatar on. It's like suddenly out of the blue, woof.
No, I'm not a crazy person.
Allie's
He's not that kind.
Allie's a werewolf.
Allie's a werewolf. Where does it say that?
Nowhere.
Oh, you're saying that. Okay.
Yeah. My news is I'm your doggo.
I am not Piper.
You've got a doggo. You're not a doggo.
Yes.
Yeah, so pretty dang sweet. Let's see, yeah, I think that covers it. Is there anything in particular that we haven't covered or that you wanted to share or
Man, I think we've pretty much been over everything so far.
Right
I
on.
mean, you're pretty thorough with your interviews, so
I try.
you definitely ask the most questions that are like on topic. I have considered just to get like the full experience of Indiegogo, and to get the like Ali fulfills things sort of thing going. I've considered putting a poetry book up. Not that I would like expect, you know, CG to buy it, but I would probably put it around in like the poetry and other writers circles, because I'm on that stuff too.
I would buy and promote it too.
Well, that would be very. I would appreciate that. But I'm just saying, like, I would understand, you know, and it would have it's already written, it's already put together, I'd have everything done, so, you know, it would be fast. It's another one related to Wildman, where it's about those kind of people.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's called The Devil's Backbone, and it's about like specifically in Colorado, and there's a whole foreword where I say like, well, there's this place in Colorado called the Devil's Backbone, and just like every backbone, it leads down to a shithole. And that is for Collins, Colorado, where all these assholes live. Oh, Dory's poetry book just funded. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah.
I've thought about doing that because I would like to have that. For now, I know on the Sanguis Libris bookstore, which is on Etsy, I've had a couple orders of my CG WWE wrestling shirt that I made.
Really? Nice.
And of Wildman as well.
All right.
So that was fun.
That's cool.
And I get that stuff out as fast as I possibly can.
That's awesome.
Facepalm? Why facepalm?
I don't know.
What did I say?
Not exactly sure.
I don't know. Was the dog barking from here or somewhere else? I have it. It was me. It was my dog. It was my dumb dog. His bark is bigger than his everything else because he's a little wussy, aren't you? Yes, you are. I love you though.
Calling you dog a wussy.
He is. He's a big ol' wuss. He's definitely not a guard dog. He's definitely just a watchdog.
He watches but does not guard.
Yeah, he's an alert watchdog because he loves men more than women quite a bit.
Really?
So if there was like a robber, he would just be like, "Oh, hello, new friend."
A male robber, you mean?
Oh, facepalm the backbone shithole. Yeah, I mean, look. So I told you in that other stream when I sat down to write those specific books, Wildman and this one, that are revenge books about these horrible people, I thought of In A Knight's Tale when Chaucer says, like, I will eviscerate you in fiction. You know, every pimple, every character flaw. I was naked for a day. You will be naked for eternity. I'm preserving the wickedness and the betrayals and shit, and then I send it to them with like a big old fuck you.
Dory's campaign funded, I think, yesterday.
That's awesome.
Or wait, let's see, what's today? Today's now it's Wednesday.
And the good thing about the poetry book is that it'll be a relatively low, well, thank you, Frog G. It'll be a relatively low amount that I'll need to get it out. I'm considering drawing a postcard for it.
Ooh.
That'll come with it where, like the old vintage postcards style. I've considered doing that, but having it say like, "Don't visit this shithole" or something.
You mean to go with the poetry book project?
Yeah, to go with that. And then possibly do like an add-on with Wildman, since they're sort of like companion books.
Good point. Yeah.
And like I said, that would make it so I can get all the way through the whole Indiegogo process and make sure that I know it all, and then have it establish that, Allie fulfills.
That's a good point.
Yeah, 'cause that stuff's already done.
I'm not sure if you if you're familiar with Peephole Circus in the community. With CG UK.
Okay.
He quietly he basically did the same as what you're proposing, creating a campaign just to get his feet wet and see what it was like. And he released basically an art book. And he has some ghoulish stuff, and it's based on paintings he did.
Yeah, if I were an artist, I'd totally do an art book, but I'm not. So I gotta rely on what I can do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that he wanted to get familiarized with how an IGG campaign goes, so he just put it up one day, and everyone more or less just happened to find out about it. It's called Phantom, and excuse me, it performed pretty well for he didn't have any expectations about it.
Right.
He
for
just
being what it is.
Yeah, he just wanted to get an idea of what it would be like and how it would be to fulfill and stuff like that. So it was pretty impressive, and I got some original art out of it, and it's so cool.
Cool.
And it was also nice how he did his presentation too.
Yeah, all the art that I've done is like weird stuff from my early 20s, and then a bunch of fan art, and like I don't think people would enjoy that.
You never know.
Like pinup style fan art. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an artist, so
I mean, I love pinup stuff.
That's not what people want from me, I guess. Plus, the art that I do takes me freaking forever, so.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you could do, like when I was in high school, I was part of what they called literary magazine. So
sure.
I actually have the physical literary magazine, and I was a huge contributor to it. So I contributed poetry, drawings. You know what? The thing I didn't contribute was like short stories or longer poems. Yeah, so it was drawings and poetry, I guess, basically. But I had a lot of entries.
Oh, sorry. I just remembered something. Sorry, go on.
Oh. Smash the like, ding the bell, subscribe for more awesome WyzGyz content. Thank you so much.
Heck yeah. Frog G is always on top of that.
I know.
Hippity hopping around.
Amazing indeed. Yeah.
I was just remembering I was actually part of an anthology.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, it was a big deal because it was the first like paid thing I ever got as a writer. And I don't know why I always forget it now, but
so what was it?
It's called Itty Bitty Writing Space, and it's 100 flash fiction stories.
Flash fiction.
Yeah, so flash fiction is like around 1,000 words or less. So they read fast,
okay.
and I put in a flash that I wrote that was another one actually inspired by asshole people, but
There seems to be a trend here.
yeah, it's fun. Oh, there it is. I was like, where is it on my shelf? And it's like right there. Staring at it, I was like, is it in the bathroom? It's not. Let's see. Maybe I can get it on. Turn on the light. So.
Oh wow.
Anyway. See my amazing setup. There we go. Yeah. I was by this dude, Jason Brick. He's mostly on Facebook, but where is it? I don't remember where mine is. I probably should know.
Well, how many contributors were there? Holy cow.
Well, there's 100.
Wow.
Because without it being 100, it would just be a really short book.
That's pretty cool, though.
There are a lot of them are pretty good. What the heck is mine?
Oh, so you've read it?
Yeah, I've read it, of course.
Oh, cool.
What the? Okay.
Also,
maybe check out Allie's co-host. Heck yeah, check out Hockey. Hockey is awesome. He's like way funnier than me. There it is. It's called The Enlightened Skeleton. And it's on page 41. Yeah, there it is. Come on.
cool.
Of course, it's like not freaking. Yeah. But yeah, there it is. I have been in things.
Nice. That's pretty sweet. It's a good feeling to be published.
Yeah. And I mean, I got paid about $8 for it, so because it was based on like how much the book could fund, and then he would pay out like a percentage to every single contributor.
Wow.
So because there were 100, it pretty much like everybody got around $8, but still, I was like, technically, I got paid.
Yeah, for sure.
I will save this $8.
There you go. Yeah, put it in a frame.
I went to the bank and I got $2 bills for it. Framed them.
Cool.
Like, it's got to be special. I'm not going to just have like 4 ones or a 5 and 3s. I was like, it's got to be special. Stuff I'll never spend.
There you go. That's awesome.
Kind of like how a restaurant will put their first $1.
Yeah, the first dollar earned.
Yep, and I put them all in my Bible.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
I don't know why.
Everybody, be sure and hey, you know what? Let's play the trailer again.
All right. If it won't work, you know, you've got the link in the private chat.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go back to that.
So you don't have to go on a whole thing. I'm gonna put out a new trailer because I found a really hilarious voiceover guy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, who he kind of sounds like Antonio Banderas, and his delivery is perfect. So like I can just hear him saying all these puns. I'm just gonna have him like record all these puns, and then I'll put like new stuff in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited.
Oh, it's unlisted. Are you planning on listening it back on your channel?
It's unlisted because I kind of thought like maybe I want it to be something that you can only get to by the page.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. Let's play it. I understand and wish to proceed. Oh, shoot. That gets me every time.
I mean, that's good. That means people remember it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Let me see. All right. Right on. What's this? I had my headphones on and that slurping sound jump scared me.
Yeah.
Now
I'm pretty proud of that.
voice sounds. The voiceover guy you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I was surprised for you in the next.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
The sound is me. I might see if he can do it, but if he can't, then I'll just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because apparently people react to it.
Oh, yeah.
What I think would be cool is if I did I found a place that does like vinyl pressings.
Really?
And I thought it would be cool if I did a vinyl 45 of the song, because it's a full song, and then had like the slurp at the end of it like that, you know. I think that would be cool.
Is the 45, that's a smaller disc, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That would be cool, really.
But I'm really into records and stuff, so I don't know how many other people would be into that. But I found a place that does pressings and there's no minimum, so you can do just like one.
Wow, really?
On demand if you want, yeah.
Oh, that's a trip. That would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I don't want to have like 150 of these freaking Eggbeater 45s. Like, crap, it's stuff I can't even give away. God damn it.
No, you would sell it at the convention. There you go.
Yeah, maybe. I know sales of vinyl over the last 3 years have gone up like 150% or something.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You can even buy like record players at Walmart now.
Yep.
I'm sure they're not great. Mine's old, so it's really good quality. Probably a Walmart one's not going to be that great.
Right, true.
Well, I actually have two. I have one that is smaller, and it was for like kids, so it's like got painted little suns on it and stuff. But then I've got a real nice Yamaha P550 one.
Cool. Hey, can you take over momentarily? I have to use the restroom.
I was gonna ask if we could just call it because I'm
oh yeah, that's.
I'm not sure I have anything else to talk about now.
All right, sounds like a plan. All right, if you all haven't already, please sign up on the mailing list. Get yourself eligible for the free trading card. And I want to thank. Go ahead.
Please consider sharing it because sharing doesn't cost anything.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone in chat for joining us. You guys freaking rock. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. And thanks especially to our very special guest, Allie.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Of course. You're always welcome. I'm going to give you the floor. Would you share with the world how you can be found on social media?
I'm pretty much just on Twitter as Ali Sunguis. And I post a lot of Elvira gifs. I also have posted some stuff about my novels. Yeah, the comic is at tinyurl.com/eggbeat. Yeah, I'm pretty much just on Twitter. I mean, I have a Twitch, but I don't do anything on it, so I'm not sure how exciting that is.
And you got your YouTube channel, which Frog G dropped. Right on.
Yeah, I've got YouTube. Obviously, and every Saturday I do the show with Hockey, who's definitely funnier than me.
You're pretty great yourself.
I'm tolerable.
Yeah, get excited about Eggbeater because he's coming to an Indiegogo near you.
Coming to gobble you up.
And he's got plenty of recipes to work from.
Exactly.
Exactly. Nice. As usual, you can find me at my usual social media haunts. You'll find them in the descriptions of every video and stream. Thank you all so much, and y'all have a great night. We'll see you on the next stream. Take care, y'all.
See you, everybody.
Final guest is the only person below WyzGyzHoliday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of 𝒮𝓃 𝒮𝓃𝑔𝓊𝒾. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.